is game day across the ACC in men's lacrosse as the first day of spring sees the conference's program step outside of league lines. And it's here in sunny Charlottesville where the Virginia Cavaliers look to deliver the conference's fourth and final win of the weekend. And welcome inside one of the cathedrals of college lacrosse, historic Klockner Stadium, where the Robert Morris Colonials have arrived for an encounter with the still defending national champions, Virginia. So excited to be on the call today with national title winner Doug Terring. I'm John Freeman. And Doug, the last time there was an NCAA tournament was back in 2019, and one of the matchups was exactly what we see in front of us today. Robert Morris at Virginia on this very field.
Well, this will be an excellent game for both teams. Robert Morris, one of the highest scoring teams in the country, and Virginia coming off a tough loss against Carolina, looks to rebound.
The Colonials come in stocked with Canadian talent. 3 of their top 5 goal scorers come from above the border. And the best of their northern sharpshooters, attackman Ryan Smith, he could start for just about anyone in the country.
He really could, John. From Burlington, one of 13 Canadians on the Robert Morris team, 21-13 to start the season. Stats of 115 goals, 65 career assists. He is one of the most outstanding stick handlers in the country, 6'2", 220. He will be an important person for Virginia to stop today.
21 goals for Smith. That's top 5 in all of college lacrosse, a hat trick or more in 5 of his 6 games this year. On the other end, Virginia, a stable of attacking talent. Could be a milestone day for Matt Moore. Brings in 97 career goals. Would hit the Century Club with a hat trick this afternoon.
A 2-time All-American on the Tewaaraton watch list. It's the leading scorer for Virginia's 2019 championship team. Came as a freshman midfielder, voted freshman of the year in the ACC, is now one of the best offensive players in the country.
Is Matt Moore, who in that NCAA tournament match in 2019 versus Robert Morris dished out a career-high 7 assists. He will be back next year and will compete as a graduate student for his Cavaliers. Sunny skies, 50 degrees.
You know, John, we always talk about face-offs being a key, and Virginia, and Pete Lasala has one of the very best in the country. He led Virginia in the second half to make their comeback against Carolina and had an outstanding 2019 tournament season.
Lasala versus Michael Autry. These 2 players took the opening face-off back in 2019. They do so again today. And the Wahoos have the first possession of the afternoon with their goalkeeper. And this is where Robert Morris thrives in transition. Wide open in front. Look out, the Colonials are within 2. And it's Corson Keeley on the doorstep.
Well, you drop a pass at your restraining line, 2 passes later, it's one-on-one with the goaltender, and again, another turnover in a place where the defense just can't recover. They're so spread out in the clearing game, and they're probably trying to get players on and off the field to play offense, and next thing you know, they're picking the ball up right there. You get the ball right there to Will Johansson, and he just turns the ball into a goal. And right there on the finish, no way Virginia's going to be able to retreat fast enough to get to Carson Keeley. So Carson Keeley, another Canadian, another finisher.
2 goals today for Keeley. Della Monica back to take the face-off for Robert Morris, joined by Lasala of Virginia, and the call going against the home side. And Lars Tiffany furious off your screen again. And a chance for Robert Morris to bring this game within 1. Smith scores!
You know, we talked about how Robert Morris likes to use the transition game out of the box, and that's exactly what they did. You had the face-off violation. The defense is not set. Boudreau coming through the box. They give it to him, and he just goes ahead and attacks the defense before they're set. 2 passes, goal by Smith. Right, again, you can see Boudreau picking the ball up. Virginia scattered on defense. They're not set. They're not matched up. And Ryan Smith was his 3rd goal of the game.
So the hat trick for Smith, for the player that scored over 100 goals in his career. Came in top 5 in the country in NCAA in goals. And Robert Morris within 1 of the defending national champions with less than 5 to go in the 3rd quarter. A much-needed face-off win for Virginia off the violation. And can Virginia settle down here and get a quality possession?
You know, the face-off numbers that Virginia had in the first half have been negated in the second half. You know, Robert Morris has really won more face-offs.
Dox Aiken locks and loads. There's the answer Virginia needed. And it came from one of their old war horses, Dox Aiken.
Again, Robert Morris likes to double team when you are transitioning from offense to defense, and they double team Dox Aiken, and he just powers through 2 long sticks. You know, something that he did so many times before 2 years ago. He gets through the first 2 sticks, and really there's no side, power dodge, pulls the right hand swim move, and just explodes overhand right hand.
And that's one of the first times we've seen that swagger of Dox Aiken this season.
Well, they talked about the week he's had in practice, and what a tremendous lift for him and for the team to have him get 2 big goals today.
Another violation on the faceoff. Virginia with numbers, bringing in Aiken out of the substitution box.
And then you play the hot hand, and he's right now, you can see again, Robert Morris waiting for Virginia to sub. They're 5 against 6, and so they look to double, and then they'll fall off and match up. And they played a little bit of zone in the first half, but they've been a man-to-man team the whole second half.
Charlie Bertrand drags his short stick defender, Colton Lidstone, back behind the cage. Bertrand, he'll go alone. Shot parried wide by the goalkeeper Rosenthal, and the run out won by Robert Morris.
It looked like Virginia might have been close to Ian Laviano, but the angle of the ball going toward the sideline, the Robert Morris defender, in the opinion of the official, was closest when the ball went out.
Doug, this game has the frenetic intensity of an NCAA tournament match.
Well, Robert Morris, a lot of these players have been in Charlottesville before. They're not uncomfortable here.
And they score in transition. Will Johansson, they just will not back down.
They really won't, and so many of their goals all day have been because Virginia's defense has just not been able to take away the initial unsettled situation right there. You can see Boudreau with no pressure whatsoever. No one steps out to pick him up. And at 12 yards, he's got all the time he needs. Straight overhand, good hard shot on Alex Rhodes. So much about Robert Morris's offense is just what we talked about in the pregame, is unsettled transition, pushing tempo. They are really good at it.
20th face-off today. Robert Morris has only won 4.
All in the second half.
Chaotic ground ball. And there is the 5th face-off win of the afternoon. It was Elliot Holden who had the ultimate ground ball, and a chance to tie here for the Colonials.
They've turned the face-off into a one-on-one battle at the X to a 3-on-3 ground ball battle, and they've been able to win those.
A Robert Morris squad without a conference this year. Road Warriors, just 2 total home games. They have traveled to one of the cathedrals of college lacrosse, and they have hung with one of the most talented teams in the country. And that is a massive stop from the goalkeeper, Rode, dropping low to make the body save.
And they went a little bit behind him, so for a second he was trying to locate the ball, was able to pick it up in his crease. And this is where Virginia's really got to concentrate on a clean clear, getting the ball to their offense, getting their players on the field that they want, and getting into a control offensive set. Because right now, anything that hits the ground, Robert Morris is winning.
Virginia trying to find a midfield line that offers consistency. They bring in their 3rd midfield unit, highlighted by Griffin Harris.
It's tough for these midfielders to get into the flow because the possessions have been so short.
Bounce was too hot to handle for Connor. He'll pick up the ground ball in traffic under a minute to go in the 3rd. Harris in the alley.
Robert Morris picking up on the double team.
Chased by Boudreau. We often see on the offensive end. Harris, good ground ball. Harris goes down, and there it is. Connor Schellenberger to win it. Trying to feed the crease. Less than 10 seconds for Virginia to get a shot off here. The Colonials clear.
20 seconds.
Smith. Such handles for the Canadian.
This is exactly what Robert Morris wants. A game that, like you said, is chaotic and unsettled. A lot of ground balls.
Perkins. Saved by Road. It may have been going wide, and that should do it for the third quarter. Well, we got a game at Klockner Stadium. Robert Morris, the Colonials, without a conference, on the road. They have traveled to Klockner Stadium, and they have hung with Virginia. The latest goal coming from Will Johansson. Here comes the fourth quarter.